this was a great idea that you had about getting together and forming this creations, this Aqua Media Creations. Dang.
Yeah.
Because you really have no limit. I don't know if you thought of that, but once you think about it, this has no limit.
We mix that a little bit with our trippy,
vibes.
Cosmic style, and we intertwine them both, and that's what's shaping Aqua Media in the Valley right now.
Hello everybody, welcome to this new Just Chilling with Salfonxo. In this episode, we're going to have Aqua Media Creations. We're going to be talking about how they got to create Aqua Media Creations, how they got to get the idea, and their journey. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Momo.
It's a pleasure.
I'd like to ask you first, how did you even come up with Aqua Media Creations?
So our name, actually, Aqua Media, we came up with that. Me and Corey are both Aquariuses.
Awesome.
So,
Me too, I'm Aquarius
yeah,
too.
you're Aquarius. Yeah. Aquarius gang over here.
What day were you born?
February 13th. Nuh-uh.
Yes!
We're birthday twins?
No, for reals.
Whoa.
February 13th.
February
and
13th.
You're my first guest.
That's awesome.
What
See?
the heck?
Meant to be already.
Wow.
Yep.
That was sort of the... Wow. And another comment, I like your tattoos. I like
thank
your tattoos.
you.
Really
Thank
nice,
you.
really nice hat.
Yeah, I do my own work, actually.
And actually, yeah, that's something that we have to point out, that you guys make your own designs and everything, and it's something awesome. I saw the merch. So you do merch, right? And
we do merch.
What else do you do?
We do just about anything artistic.
Anything artistic.
So I do all my tattoos are self-done.
Dang. Like you design them, or you also tattoo yourself?
I design them and tattoo them.
Damn.
Yeah.
So you have the ability.
Yeah.
Maybe later I'll get one too.
Yeah, that would be great. So anything from tattoos to makeup to painting, anything painting wise or creative wise.
Paintings.
We love to do
any design.
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. So and you both were Aquariuses, and you were like, let's create something.
So we were like, okay, Aqua, Aquarius, Aqua.
Wow.
And then we're like, well, we do different medias. Like we do from body painting, body makeup. We do to
all the
murals, everything. So different media, and then creations. There are creations. So that's how we got the name Aqua Media Creations.
Aqua Media Creations.
Yep. And then we started doing this. Late 2020, so around the end of the year last year is when we...
So it's pretty fresh.
Oh, yeah, it's still pretty fresh, yeah. But, I mean, the art community has embraced us as artists, and we...
Here in the Valley.
Yeah, so...
Everybody's been... No, and I would imagine your designs they're very good. They're awesome. I saw them in the murals in particular. The things that you do and how you embrace the Mexican culture as well.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. It's very good. And how you translate that into shirts, merch, and stuff, and also the bottles. What are those?
Those are actually Zodiac-inspired bottles. So Corey is kind of the mastermind behind that. She came up with all those designs. All our designs, we keep them as original. We don't like for people to say, "Oh, you copied that off of somebody," or
That's
you
the
got,
best.
So
being original.
So we keep everything original. We avoid all that business, and so all those designs for the bottles came straight out of Corey's head. And then I put in the actual manual labor. So we work together like that all the time.
So it's back and forth. Like if somebody gets a design and somebody can't do it, and vice versa. Like if we can collab on something, if I get the design and you can help me out, that stuff.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep. So that's
nice
why we make pretty good partners. She's more like she's very strong in like doing makeup, doing a lot of the creative work, and then I'm very strong in the actual putting the work down on paper. Yeah.
Manual labor and stuff.
So we work together that way, but we're very versatile too. We just made a canvas. We're actually going to gift it to you. We painted it during our
right
market
now?
today.
Thank you so much. Can't wait to see it now.
Yeah, so she'll probably bring it over for her.
Dang. Thank you, Mama, for that.
Yeah, of course.
I want to ask you something about this, because so you get the idea. Aquarius, let's create something called Aqua Media Creations. Okay. But then how did you even think about, let's do all of this spectrum? Because the things that you have, that you both have, it's like amazing. There's a lot of variety, honestly, a lot of variety. You have merch, and physical stuff, because many people would just settle for merch. But the fact that you guys went extra, that's awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
How did you, first question, what was the first thing that you were like, let's do this, we're totally doing this?
So how everything started is we got proposed a mural to do, and that mural's in Palmview in a barbershop called Rooster's Barbershop. Yeah, so if you're ever in the area, go check it out. It's a very cultural mural. So that started everything, just started everything. And then we were in between projects. We thought we were gonna go, mural after mural. And then we had a little break, and we were like, you know what? Why are we waiting for opportunities? Like, why don't we make our own opportunities? So we translated our art into like other merchandise. We translated it into physical objects so that we can come to these markets when we don't have a big project going on. And we still like putting our art there and just having people see it. Like, that's the best reward.
The best feeling, yeah.
So.
And I would imagine that's how you segue into other stuff. So it was murals, and then you were like, let's do more murals. And after that, what a great idea. Let's do physical stuff so that we can come here, sell stuff. And when did you even start selling stuff for like?
So we just started doing these markets. It's a pretty recent thing. We've been going strong for about 2 months now. Just as we're pretty new in the market business, but these local markets, they're really popping. Like,
you've been coming a lot of local markets.
Oh yeah, like we're McAllen-based artists, so a lot of the markets we go to are in McAllen. This one in Hidalgo, though, this is our first time here. So and in this area too. It's a really beautiful area. Yeah.
Wow.
So. We're trying to expand. We're trying to hit different areas, because sometimes, your art.
I know there's a lot of people from all over the valley. I mean, McAllen is pretty populated and stuff. If you do art there, it's gonna be noticed.
Yeah.
But Mission, Edinburgh, things like that. So you were expanding throughout the valley.
Yes. So we're expanding. We're just trying to hit like every area, and then every market we learn new things. We learn like what the people of the valley like. We tend to see they gravitate more towards cultural. Like a lot of the people
culture is key. Culture is key.
Yeah, and that's kind of what we've been basing a lot of more of our newer merchandise on. We're kind of going more cultural.
More cultural.
Yeah.
People are gonna like the culture. You do merch.
Yeah. So I mean, our art is like, if we were to have a blank canvas, we like to do a lot of like galactic, like. Spacey,
trippy
art.
kind of stuff. I love that.
Like, that's my kind of art. If you had me do freestyle art, that's what I do. But like, it's a different kind of art when you start to cater it to what people like. You got to switch up your style a little bit, but still include it.
Yeah,
so.
like, it's awesome because you keep the originality in it. You keep being original, and you still embrace the culture and what people like, and that's what I've seen in the shirts that you do. Do you use graffiti in the shirts too, or what kind of
I do graffiti. I do airbrush, so
airbrush.
I also include the airbrush with the murals that we do. So I'll put like airbrush paint inside, spray paint inside the airbrush canisters, and so
let yourself go.
Yeah,
and
just let I feel like the airbrush is my main like thing. That's what I'm more comfortable with.
So based on that, graffiti was in the picture at first. That was no question.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this: how did you even acquire such skill?
Well, it's just practice.
Just practice.
Just practice.
Since
and just.
You were young.
Oh yeah. I always grew up. When I grew up, I wanted to be an artist, but I went to school. I went to college for it. And it's a little disappointing because even my art teachers in college would say, you really have to work hard to succeed and be an art and be an artist. Like they don't. There's the phrase "starving artist," and
But I think at this point that we're kind of leaving that behind. Like, that was true, but we live in an era where an iPhone can make you famous. So, like, an artist today can be anyone, and with a lot of stuff, a lot of effort, a lot of dedication, you can do a lot of stuff. That's for sure.
Yep.
So you started that, you went to college, you received all of that, and then you realized, like, you know what? I don't even need any comments. Like, let me. I like that. I like the fact that you, since a very early point in your artistry, you decided to be very original. That stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Keeping it original.
Yep.
What has been, out of all the markets that you have embraced, such as merchandise, murals, stuff like that, physical stuff, and all the Zodiac stuff actually too, that's very cool. But out of all the markets, what's something that you would call yourself a specialist?
Like me, myself?
Yeah, like out of all, this is my thing.
I mean...
I would say murals, right?
I would say murals. Murals are definitely where I feel the most like that's my element, you know.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I'm completely myself and I'm doing what I love. But I mean, you get the same feeling in like painting a canvas and painting a wine bottle
Wow.
or painting a little pot, you know, like because you're creating it and it didn't exist until
And I would just
now.
imagine the feeling that you must get when you're like, for the first time, you embrace this new thing. Like, okay, now I'm gonna do merge. I don't know how to do it, but I'll do it. Like that kind of mindset. I would imagine how you process your way through those stages, and like the things that you discover in order to succeed at that, and actually be like, and now I know how to. Not only do I know how to do this, but I can be the shit at this. Like I
Yeah.
can succeed at this. I would imagine that feeling. What has been the journey for you? Like a point in which you were like, I'm kind of intimidated to maybe employ this, but let me go for it.
Well, you know, I'm 32 years old. I was a server for most of my life, you know, before this. But you know, like when you're not following your dream and your interests, everything is just so dull. You know,
Yeah.
it kind of like dims your light. So
A lot.
when the whole pandemic thing happened, like that really was what jump started everything. I was like, I'm not working. I lost my job. The restaurant closed down. What am I gonna do?
So you were working at a
I
restaurant.
was working at a
the
restaurant
time.
at the time. Yeah.
Pandemic happened.
Pandemic happened. Everything shut down, and I was like, you know what? There's no better time than now to just do what you love to do, and that's what we just did, and jumped in like head first,
Head first.
and every
Momo decided to go for it.
Yep, and it just blew up from there. Like everything has been going really good. I feel like the universe just like welcomed like
Yeah, that's very
that,
true. Like,
you know.
like I feel like what people need to know is that as long as you do it, as long as you go for it, things happen. Like,
Yeah.
like just right now when we were setting this up, I was saying, Lorena, a lot of things happen. Like we started realizing a bunch of stuff. Like, hey, you know what? We have never been in such place, much less in garden. This is the first time we embrace the garden and stuff. And we were like, you know what? As long as you go for it, as
Yeah.
long as you go for it, that's how you learn to. As long as you jump,
Yeah.
you're gonna realize that you're gonna have to either survive or
Yeah.
there's no other option actually.
Exactly.
And actually, the mentality that you carry, you don't care. You just go for it.
Yep.
What has been like something that you were like, this decision can totally change it? Was it this? Was it like if I continue doing this?
Well, yeah. I mean, just going for it. I mean, I feel like you don't have anything to lose. You know.
You were not really hesitating about
No.
it. You just went for it.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I feel like why so many people like think of things that they would love to do in their lives, but they never do it. You know, or they always say, "Oh, one day I'm gonna do this. One day I'm gonna do that." Well, we're not always promised the next day. You know,
Exactly.
so why not just do it now and
Now.
embrace it? Like, see where it takes you. If it takes you somewhere you don't like, then change direction. You know.
And it's about trusting your skills as well. I
Yeah.
would say.
Definitely, yeah.
How, before you even started, I would assume that you were very confident about your skills about this.
Oh yeah, yeah.
No question.
I've always this has always been my dream, like to just do art, and
Yeah.
not even to be an artist, but to just put your art out there for people to see it and for people to recognize it. Like, even if they don't purchase it, if they don't purchase your or
But recognize
support
the
you,
value of
yeah,
it.
just recognizing that took work to do, and that's an original idea. Like, you didn't just
Exactly.
get an image from Google and like replicate it, you know.
Yeah.
Like
You
coming-
make the images.
you
for
make the
Google.
images,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
how it should be. Yeah.
So
Keeping it original.
yeah, exactly.
So you get together, you're like working for the first time. How is that? How was the process of it? Like, okay, now this is real.
So when I was doing that mural in Palmview, Corey came out and she was also helping me like do the little details and everything, and that's when the first time we
Like you
we worked
realize
together. Yeah, that was the very first time we worked together. And then they asked us to do another mural next door to that barber shop. It's for a daycare, and we did that one together. So like all the work was like 50-50. Like we worked interchangeably, and that one was like a combined mural. And then we worked so well together that we took it to the next level. We just kept working together.
That's how it should be, right? Taking it to the next level.
Yeah, and that's how you pick a partner in anything. You know, like you have to be able to bounce off of one another and
Innovate together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to feed off of each other's energy, and that's what it's been. It's been
What do you think has been your biggest contribution? But when I say contribution, I mean it in the sense of like something internally, like the thing that you put the most. Like I know that this is what I offer, and it's cool.
I want to say I contribute a lot of color, like the combinations of color. Like I feel like I'm very strong in color theory. And that's where like the college came in, you know, with the complementary colors and the colors that don't go well together and the ones that do. I feel like it's like second nature to me. So like when we're doing murals or we're doing stuff, like I already envision the colors that are going to be used.
Like
and
you don't even think
I don't
about
even
it.
have
You
to think
feel
about it. Yeah, and I feel like that's a gift in itself. Like a lot of people, like, you know, like when do you just see something and like see an outline of something and already know what colors to use, you know? Like
that's a skill.
Yeah.
That's a skill.
So I feel like that's probably my biggest contribution to like everything that we do is the color combos that we use. Is
even before you get to do it, you're like, okay, this is gonna be blue.
Yeah. And
Hey,
I
this
already
gotta
know the
be
background's
green.
gonna be this is gonna be this. Like I could see it in my head before it's even drawn, you know? Like
Awesome.
so
And about the combinations that you were mentioning about the murals, because I was looking at them at the pictures on Instagram. I do see that you have like some murals where you do divide that. You have like separate things. How does that work? How do you?
So usually when we have murals like that, it's because we want to include like all these different aspects, but we need to find a way to make them look cohesive together.
You
know?
gotta start the puzzle.
Yeah,
That's when it starts.
yeah, and then it just builds from there. You know, like you want to include all these things, and you find a way to make it all fit, so it doesn't look like a big jumble. It looks like it all belongs together.
All belongs together.
You know?
Wow. Like two different minds with two different ideas.
Yep.
Doing the same thing.
Yep.
That's one unique thing. Unique comes a lot into it.
Yep. It
Uniqueness.
sure does. Yeah.
And this is murals. However, what is another thing that you were like, wow, I never thought this could be us, and now we're like succeeding at it, artistry.
I mean, for me, it was the murals. I feel like because anybody could drive by and see it. You know, you don't have to like be at a market to see a mural. You can be lost in a neighborhood and you pass by a beautiful mural, you know, that you didn't even know was there. And I feel like art like that.
In a way, you are shaping culture here.
Yeah,
Because once you think about it, not in a way, you are. Like now that I think about it, when you do that stuff, you create the art that many people are gonna go take pictures, photo sessions, stuff like that. At the long run, that picks up. People are just gonna go and stuff, and we might actually would want to go and do a video there. Actually, that would be a great idea. But honestly, having murals, having something that people see, that's very important. And I would assume, did you think of that, like when you were thinking like this will have a bigger impact than I think?
I mean, I've always been inspired by mural artists. I feel like taking your art to the big scale it's even that in itself takes a talent to do, you know, and sometimes you need to use ladders and you're 10 feet high and you're up there painting, you know, and like there's murals that are huge, and I feel
That's true. I didn't think of that.
Yeah, and that takes a skill to, because you're so close to the wall, like you don't get to step back like when you're painting a canvas, like you get to step back from it, and it's a little bit harder to step back from a mural because it's
well,
such
it
a
already
big,
should be hard.
Yeah.
Like I would just imagine 10 feet. Like dang.
I mean, it gets the scale is large, so I've always been inspired by that. I feel like they speak volumes because they're so large and they're so.
They transmit a lot of feelings.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and you could just be. I mean, like even in the busy cities like New York, like you pass by a mural and sometimes it really hits you.
Yeah.
You know, and you're like, wow, like you feel really touched by an image. You know.
Art.
Yeah.
Yeah. It evokes feelings, and it evokes different feelings from different people. That's like I can just tell a bunch of people from different contexts seeing the same mural and picking their own thing. That would be, and that's what you're doing in a way. You're not in a way, you are. Like that's amazing. That's amazing. You're like making people feel stuff out of something that is just visible. You're awakening other senses. That's awesome. Making people think and inspiring. That's the thing that you should think about. Like you're actually inspiring. You're inspiring me. I had never seen such a thing, and I didn't realize that you were embracing the zodiac signs and all of that stuff. But when I was looking through it, I was like, "There's a bunch of color here and a bunch of art, and it all makes sense." In regard to the murals and stuff, which one has been the one that touched you the most? But even then, I know that saying the most and things like that, because all of them are your babies.
It's very
that's true.
hard. Yeah, that's hard to gear from. But I mean, I gotta say the one that we did in Palmview at the barber shop, like that was our first one. But it you know, you put so much into every art, everything that you create, and you feel like it has a part of you, you know. So
you leave something there.
Yeah, so that one, and just the theme of it as well was very cultural. It had the words La Raza Unida on it, and that like a lot of people are inspired. We are like united, you know. Like we can't forget that.
What are the bottles for? I didn't really get to see.
So they do serve a function. They are home decor, but they also have lights inside. So they serve as like night lights or centerpieces, or like in a dark room. Like they really glow, you know. And those are all hand painted. They're made with love. A lot of
like they should.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of there's creativity go into those, and we're recycling wine bottles, you know, like you can't go wrong with recycling, you know, especially how the world is now. Like
exactly,
you can't go wrong with reusing. Instead of, I mean, those wine bottles probably would have ended up in somebody's trash can, you know, or who knows where.
Let's take them, let's recycle them, let's give them another purpose.
Yep. And put them in somebody's home, you know, and they can appreciate it.
And the fact that you think of stuff like that, like centerpiece, for flowers and stuff like things like that, like it's something that we were talking about, Lorena and I, the other day. When you get a great idea, you probably get tons of other ideas as you having one great idea.
Yeah.
The pandemic, while you're doing art, did it even affect?
No.
Not really.
And it still hasn't, you know, like I haven't gone back to the restaurant business. I haven't, you know, I feel like...
No, this in itself, this was a great idea that you had about getting together and forming these creations, these Aqua Media creations. Dang.
Yeah.
Because you really have no limit. I don't know if you thought of that, but once you think about it, this has no limit. And that's exactly the brand that you're building. If you think about it, like the brand that you're building is a brand that we just create art, anything, as long as it's art.
Yep.
That's something that I had never seen. I don't want to obviously spoil stuff for you. I don't want to do spoilers and stuff, but is there any idea that you're planning? What's for the future?
I mean, we're going to keep doing our art. We're going to keep pushing our merchandise. We're going to keep finding different ways to put our art out there.
Are you currently working on something big?
Right now, we have a lot of things in the works. We have a lot of things that are ideas that are being thrown at us, being discussed. So, yeah, we're gonna be around, you know.
And I can just tell. We should collab someday. We should totally do something. Because I was saying, Lorena, the purpose also for this show is not only to, yes, it's a lot to expose and highlight the talents like yourself that we have here in the Valley, but also to collaborate and embrace that feeling so that we can inspire others. That's something that you do. But we should totally do a video like and stuff about the mural and stuff, the creation, the process of it.
That would be great, yeah.
Like post that and stuff. At the long run, we need people to be inspired and start creating. Because I do know that we're not the only ones that would want to be artists or want to do art or just get involved in that kind of culture way. But imagine if we can inspire people. That's awesome. And I feel like the Valley needs that stuff. So
and you know, the biggest thing that has been raised to our attention is like when we're out there doing murals and stuff, like people will pass by and they're like, you guys are females, you know?
Oh my God.
Like
really?
We're female artists, you know, and murals and all that, it's
like they're surprised.
It's more like a man's job, you know, because you're out there. It's kind of like a labor job, you know, like you are painting, but people are so shook, you know, like to see two girls out there doing that. Like, I feel like
that would happen still, but
yeah, I mean, it's opened our eyes that, you know, that there's not a lot of female representation in the art community, you know, so we're pretty privileged to like have a place in that, you know, so.
I had not thought of that.
Yeah. People will pass by and they're like really shocked to see two girls like working on a wall, and they're like, wow, you guys are out here like in the sun, like on ladders, painting walls, you know, like that's
a man's job.
Yeah, kind of like that's more of like, and if you think about it, you know, like there are a lot of muralists out there, like even in the big cities, and there's only like a handful of really prominent females that are out there doing that.
You're going there, Momo. Honestly, you're going there.
Yeah, we hope to. We're gonna be established. I know we're already pushing, and we're about 7 months, or it hasn't even been a year yet, and
not even a year. And you're killing it, honestly. A bunch of murals there. Did that impact you both, like, or?
I mean,
did
it was more of like an eye opener to us that. I mean, it's not going to push us away because...
I would imagine that even if they're shocked at the long run, they do accept, right?
Oh, yeah.
There hasn't been any issues about...
No. There hasn't been any like, people speaking down on our art or anything. It's just more of like oh, wow, like, they're girls, like...
They're still surprised.
Yeah, and it's also because our art is...
Too good.
Like, you can't tell if a girl did that or not. It appeals to... both genders. It's not like super girly. It's not like super not girly. I mean, we can do it super girly if we want, or super not girly. But I mean, I feel like
art is genderless.
Art is genderless, yeah. And our images are very genderless as well. And the image that we did today, since this is a women supporting women market, we painted a woman,
Dang.
And her shirt says "Too inspired to be tired."
Inspired to be tired.
Too inspired to be tired, yeah, which has kind of been our mentality. Like, we're too inspired to
Hustling.
be tired, we just keep going. You just gotta keep going.
You're being a prominent artist here. You're a female artist here. You're going big, Momo, honestly, and more here in the Valley, because I hadn't even seen anyone done murals like. I don't know. Do you know anybody here other than you that's doing murals and stuff? Because your level, I hadn't seen it before.
As far as, I am in a lot of contact with a lot of the mural artists from here. Like, a lot of Hector Guerra's murals are here in the Hidalgo County area. I follow a lot of different artists from the Valley as well. So, I mean...
Keeping in contact and stuff?
Yeah, it's always good to keep in contact, to collab with each other, or to, you learn from each other, I feel, as well.
Yeah.
Because you see, how they do it simpler, or, why push yourself, why do more work than you have to, like, you learn shortcuts, you learn, not necessarily shortcuts, but, like, things to make your life easier. Like, why are you gonna...
You learn the way.
Yeah, why are you going to work so hard if you can do it an easier way but still come out with the image that you want, in the end. Like, you learn different things, learn different techniques, and different... I think the thing that we picked up the most is the process. Like, we've learned, like, what ladders are the best, to use for
utility
different
size.
Yeah,
and stuff,
utilities wise, I feel like that's where we've learned the most from different artists, because we see, like, them, using different things to their advantage.
And then how they help out and stuff.
Yeah, and then we think, oh, well, that would help us a lot, if we had one of those.
And you employ it.
Yep, definitely. So, I feel like just having artists as contacts and followers on Instagram and people that you follow,
that itself
motivates
you.
Yeah, and then you see videos of them being out there, and you're like, oh, I can't wait to get back out there and do something. It kind of gets you feeling to work some more.
That's your thing. I mean, that's the thing that you're like, I can't wait to go back out there, mural and stuff.
Yep.
What has been throughout these? Because I would imagine it's a challenge both physically and mentally. What has been the biggest challenge when doing them? Because you say, like, 10 feet and stuff like that. Like,
Well, I'd say the biggest challenge is making sure that what you originally planned, like the sketch or whatever, is there. You know, like you don't want to overwork a project so that you lose the message or you lose the meaning. And I feel like that's easy to do, because when you're an artist, like, you want to throw in everything, and then you're like, okay, and wait, you're losing the meaning of the mural, or whatever the whole meaning of the art, the piece. Like, so you got to take a step back, and
it's a story.
It is, yeah.
You're telling a story. So you would say, like, knowing when to stop.
Knowing when to stop, yes,
wow.
Exactly. Knowing when to stop and knowing what image speaks to people, or what really captures people's attention. Like, that's probably the biggest challenges. But I mean, we also do murals, or we do artwork that doesn't necessarily target anybody. We just do it for fun, so
that's the thing that pushes a lot of your work, I would guess.
Yeah, because it does kind of become a little bit draining, because when you start to gear it towards what the audience likes, because then you start to lose like what you like, you know.
True.
So it's finding that balance of what you like to do and what the audience likes, and putting that together so that it's still fun for you, and
how
you
you
don't
mix both and
yeah,
stuff.
and you
Wow,
don't
Momo,
lose
that's
your,
a challenge. That's a mental challenge that. Wow, I didn't think of that. True. I
Uh-huh.
mean, when does your art meet audience?
Mm-hmm.
And where do you separate the two? But you don't want them separated. You want
Yeah.
them like things like that, and how you figure the puzzle out.
Yeah.
That's so true. That's a mental challenge. So, not even the physical takes the most thought out of you.
No, the physical is all, I mean, that's the fun part. You know, like you're actually throwing the paint on the wall, you're throwing the paint on the canvas, the whatever it is that you're painting. But I feel like it's the planning and making sure that
It goes as planned, but that's also true. When you're there, do you improvise any of the stuff, any little details, anything?
I mean, yeah.
Not really.
Most of it's planned out. I mean, we like to stick with, you know, what we plan, but I mean, there's always room for improvising, you know, or if you you see it at the end and you think, oh, maybe that should be a different color, or, you know, there's the good thing about
And you get
art
together and you're like, decide, should we change it to be?
yeah.
Wow.
And I feel like the good thing about painting is like you don't really make mistakes. Like you can always paint over it. You can always change a color. You can always change an outline. You can always, you know, that's the thing about painting. You just paint over it and it's gone. You know, like if you don't like the way something turned out, change it. You know, if you don't like the way this person's face looks, like make them facing the other way. You know,
True.
like it's never set in stone. It's not permanent.
It never fails. Like you can never go wrong with it.
Yeah.
You can never make a mistake, you would say.
Mm-hmm. I feel like there's never a mistake in art. Like even when you're drawing something, like there's never a mistake. You make that into something else.
That's art.
You know?
That's part of the story that you were telling.
Yeah.
Yeah. It tells a lot. At this point, I would like to actually, if you have anything you would want to show here, it would be very awesome.
Yes, actually.
Any art and stuff.
If I could get my
no.
partner over here,
Yeah,
that
we're
would
here.
be great. Okay, awesome.
Tell Corey we made a little cut to introduce Corey. She's going to display some of the art that Aqua Media Creations has been working on. And so, Corey, welcome.
Hi. Yes, thank you so much for having me. So I went ahead and brought one of our hand-painted wine bottles. So we do really believe in recycling and, you know, taking care of the environment. And so I went ahead and thought of the idea of recycling wine bottles. And so we remove the wine label that originally comes with it.
Okay.
And then we go ahead and paint it. And so we went ahead and started off with our zodiac signs. So, and it's also Loteria inspired. So if you see this one, it says La Géminis. So this would be for a Gemini. And we also include the LED lights, the fairy lights. So it's super cool for like a lamp,
It's
for
beautiful.
office setting, room setting. So this is some of the stuff that we do.
Okay. We were talking about that right now with Momo, about how the bottles that you do have many different uses, center tables and stuff.
Totally.
Well, is this airbrush? Is this the thing that...
It's spray painted.
Spray painted.
Yeah, so we do a stencil and then we spray paint over the stencil so that the lights can still seep through.
What a great idea.
Yeah, totally. And we've also had businesses message us and say, you know what, we really like your Loteria style, but can you do something with our business logo? And we've done a couple of business logos, and these businesses display their bottle in their office setting and their businesses. So it's been super cool, super exciting. And I also brought a little something. So today in today's market, we were live painting. So while we were, you know, selling our art items, we were also hand painting. Yeah, so we had our easel set up, our paints, and we went ahead and painted this today, and we wanted to gift it to you all as an appreciation gift.
Thank you so much.
And it says, too inspired to be tired.
Wow.
So it's just really the vibe that we've been going for. You know, we're not stopping anytime soon.
It's amazing. So you did this live. You did this right now on the
spot.
spot.
Yeah, just in the last couple of hours. Yeah, and this is the end result. And we were actually going to put it up for sale until you guys showed up, and it's been such a pleasant surprise.
And everything was so spontaneous. Like,
yeah.
We just hit it up. We were like, because we were already planning on having you guys.
Yeah.
But we just never reached out. But then this happened, the market and stuff. We're like, let's go.
Right.
And then you confirmed and stuff. We came here, but this is on another level. How long did you take on this? did you guys
So
take on
we
this?
were here at the market today from 4 to 8 p.m. So, I mean, within those 4 hours, we were blasting music and painting. And so I would start off, doing the outline. And then I would take a little break, tap out, and Momo would tap in and she would go
What a
in and
great
paint.
teamwork.
And she would tap out and I would do the outline. And, so this was both of us. So Aqua Media Creations, we signed it off as it was, a collaboration between the both of us. And this is
Oh my
for you
God.
all.
Thank you so much, Corey.
So you guys can take a little piece of us with you guys.
And we will. And we're I was telling Lorena, we're definitely having a second episode because honestly, this was very on the spot and stuff. It was awesome though. But we would like to have more episodes. And I was telling Momo how we should totally at some point even create something together. Like if you guys want to record something, it would be totally awesome. Like making something so that we inspire. Because if you think about it, you're shaping culture here in the Valley. You are. Don't even doubt it. Because the murals and stuff, the way you take on the challenges and you shape everything and the culture, the Mexican culture. Momo was telling me that that's what you figured out. You guys figured out that that's something that people like here, to the culture.
Yeah, totally. So the markets have been a really good way.
I'm
Not
gonna
only
just put it here so you can.
right here. Not only for just exposure, but it's been really well to see what the people are interested in, what the people of the Valley really like, and what they've been really drawn to is they really like the zodiac signs, the Loteria style zodiac signs, but they've really been in love with like our Aztec, really like
Everything.
indigenous cultural arts, and we mix that a little bit with our trippy,
The trippy vibes.
cosmic style, and we intertwine them both, and that's
Damn.
what's shaping Aqua Media in the Valley right now.
You're a very good creative because I was looking at the Instagram posts and I asked Momo, so how do you do the murals? She's like, sometimes we do both. We combine them and we divide them, but we also figure out ways to join them and stuff. So what is the thing that personally inspired you to just embrace your art and display it? Because Momo was telling me that since she was young, she decided to go for it.
Yeah.
How about you, Corey?
So what really inspired me was during the pandemic, I really had a lot of time to sit down with myself. And prior to the pandemic, I feel like I was working your typical 9-to-5 job, and I was just living a different lifestyle than the one I am embracing now, where I am inspired to do art. And I think that the pandemic really helped to do that for me. I sat with myself, I reevaluated, what are my priorities, what makes me feel alive and happy every day, and this is it, for me to be able to blast my music and create. That's everything for me. So ever since I came to that realization, I haven't stopped. So
This is the first time I meet you guys, but I'm so proud of you, like honestly.
Thank you.
For doing this, because not a lot of people do it. Not a lot of people even think of doing it.
Yeah,
You're doing it. You guys are doing it. And not only doing it, but you're succeeding at it. You've been at it for a long time. Momo tells me 7 months, but it's still a long time. And forget the time. The amount of work that you've been able to produce together, that's amazing. The murals, the merch, the bottles, the everything. The paintings and stuff.
It's been a pleasure working with her. I feel like we're very synced. The fact, actually, when we were doing the live painting, the neighbor vendor was like, yeah, we were watching you guys, and the way you guys just pick up after each other, like one is painting and she leaves and the other one continues. She's like, me and my partner can't do that. She's like, I can't start a t-shirt and tell her to finish it off for me because we're two different brains. She's like, but we were watching you guys and you guys made one canvas in front of us together. And that's pretty much what Aqua Media is. Everything you see from Aqua Media, it's just pure heart from the both of us.
The collaboration between you two and how you complement each other.
Yeah,
because that's one thing. To be able to do something together, but to complement each other and create something amazing, that's another thing.
Yeah, I think that's next level. But we're really just trying to collaborate with each other, with the Valley, and I'm really, really excited that right now the Valley, what's really popular are these markets. These markets, a lot of small businesses are coming together, and we showcase, what it is that we do, and we have people from the Valley come, stop by, and they're supporting local, and we're, filled with happy hearts seeing them take, our merch and our stuff. So it's really, really cool. It's been a really big blessing, and I'm just grateful every single day. And I'm grateful for you guys for stopping by today. That's
I'm grateful
really,
for
really
you guys,
amazing.
honestly. Like,
Of course.
Lorena liked it. Lorena liked the bottle. No, and I loved it. The way you combine that, like Loteria and zodiac signs in a bottle, that's so originality.
Yeah, totally. I feel that that's really important as an artist, originality. You know, we see a lot of times it's good to take inspiration, and I've taken inspiration from where I grew up. I grew up playing loteria, so I got inspired off of the loteria. And in the more recent years, I've been fascinated by astrology and, the constellations and all of that. So I went ahead and mixed those together and created that. All of our sketches are original. You can't find them online. You can't find them on Google.
No.
And so it's really, really fun, to just keep having those creative juices flowing and creating more for you guys. And I'm so grateful for everybody who supports us and who watches.
And you're only starting, like you're barely starting. The fact that you have so many markets within the same Aqua Media Creations, like, because one thing I was telling Momo is to do paintings. One thing is to do merch. Another thing is to do murals. But you combine all of them, and you're good at all of them. You two are good at all of them. I can't wait to see all of the next level things, the products and stuff.
Yeah, we give our entire heart to every single thing we do, from painting a dime-sized character on a pair of shoes to painting somebody's entire wall.
Well, that's true. You customize apparel in general.
Yeah, we customize apparel like shoes, jackets. We do custom T-shirts. We have the wine bottles. We do pots. We have literally a little bit of everything for everyone, and we do it 1,000%.
Wow. Now let me ask you this: what inspired this particular painting?
Yeah. So what really inspired me for that painting today was the market today is called Women Supporting Women's Market. That's
that's true.
How it was organized. And so we had over 80 female vendors in yesterday and today's market. It was a 2-day market here at Hidalgo's old pump house. And so that's what really inspired me. I knew I was around a lot of female entrepreneurs, lady bosses. And so that's really what inspired me to do that.
Women.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
women are shaping the culture nowadays. In the beginning and throughout the journey, you've experienced things like people being shocked that you two women are doing this.
Yeah, definitely.
What do you think of that? How did you react to that?
So the most memorable experience I've had of that is when we were doing the Raza Unida mural in Palmview, Texas.
Was that the first one?
That was one of our first murals, yes. And so one of the men who takes care of the lawn every morning there at the location we were at, he was there 7 o'clock on the dot every morning, and so were we to work on the mural. And one of the times he said, he stood there and he was looking at the mural and he was just really shocked, and he was like, muy bien trabajo, hija. Yo nunca he visto una mujer hacer esto. I've never seen a woman do this job, he said. Siempre he visto hombres, los varones son los que pintan y hacen esos trabajos. And he said, felicidades. But he was like really taken away that it was both of us who did that.
Women and together and stuff. Wow, no.
So that was really cool, and that really like hit me. I was like, that's true. Like, we are doing something that's male dominated.
Not only the originality that you already employ in the art that you do, but also the fact that you're the first. I would think couple of women that are succeeding at this together. Honestly, that's another thing. You are making the future of this. Like, actually know it. You are shaping the future of this, but you are the future of this too.
Thank you.
Not only shaping it, but you are the future of this. Because, let me ask you, like, do you see this? Have you seen this? Like, no, I have never seen this. I've never seen this. Like, honestly, kill it.
Thank you. I sure will.
Don't let anything stop you.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate the words. I'm feeling super motivated, super pumped. And you guys can follow us on Facebook, Instagram. We're Aqua Media Creations. And we'll be there. We'll be posting all of our latest work. We'll be at markets, murals, things like that. So just keep an eye out.
All right. Well, I think this has been it for the show. We've been having a great show, a great time with you guys. And honestly, thank you for accepting this. Thank you for confirming this. Everything happened so spontaneous, and all of this has been changing. Honestly, this changed my life already. I didn't know. I don't know if Momo told you already, but we were born on the same day.
You and Momo?
We have the same birthday. We're both Aquariuses, February 13th.
So cool. That's so trippy.
Honestly,
I feel like things really aligned the way they were supposed to today. It happened how you said, so spontaneous. But I think that things happen for a reason, and they happen as they should. So the fact that we're all here in this moment in time is no coincidence.
No coincidence.
So I'm really, really excited and really grateful for you guys coming through.
Yeah, thank you for this, and hopefully we get to do another episode, honestly.
Totally, we are so down, whenever there's less mosquitoes. They came through once the sun set a little, the mosquitoes came out. But we'd be totally down to have another episode with you guys. And
definitely. Thank you for being here, and Well, thank you guys for this. Like and subscribe, share the video. We can only expect more talent from the Valley, and check them out. Check Aqua Media Creations in Instagram, Facebook, all of it. And approximately in a very short time in YouTube, because we're definitely doing some stuff for you.
Awesome. We'll keep an eye out on the YouTube world for you guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.